Walk through London in the summer of 1858. The heat is brutal, and the River Thames has turned into a thick, brown, sluggish stream of raw sewage. The air is so thick with the smell of human waste that lawmakers are forced to hold handkerchiefs over their faces. The stench is so overpowering, Parliament has to shut down entirely. Picture trying to manage a densely populated city today, with no flushing mechanisms, no underground pipes, and no drainage. The physical volume of human waste generated by millions of people has to go somewhere, and without infrastructure, it stays exactly where it falls. The toilet is a 5,000-year-old survival technology. It was engineered out of pure necessity to prevent biological collapse the moment human populations began packing closely together. 5,000 years ago, the Stone Age inhabitants of Skara Brae in Scotland had already figured out the basics. They engineered indoor plumbing with small drains built directly into the walls of their stone huts. By 2500 BC, the Indus Valley civilization scaled that concept up for a massive urban grid. In the city of Mohenjo-Daro, nearly every home featured a toilet connected to a sprawling network of covered, city-wide sewers. The Roman Empire treated waste management as a massive, highly social public works project. They constructed enormous public latrines, featuring long stone benches with keyhole-shaped openings, sitting dozens of citizens side by side with no dividers. There was no toilet paper. Instead, Romans shared a tool called a tersorium, a sea sponge attached to a wooden stick, dipped in vinegar or salt water. You finished your business, used the shared sponge, and passed it along. Despite the shared sponge, these ancient empires recognized a fundamental logistical truth. Dense cities require mass waste management to stop the rapid spread of disease. When the Roman Empire collapsed, European sanitation knowledge vanished with it. For 1,000 years, engineering regressed to guardrobes, basic stone seats built into castle walls that dropped waste straight down to the ground below. In the growing cities of the Middle Ages, the reality was chaotic. Citizens dumped chamber pots directly out of their windows onto the streets, yelling "Gardez-vous," a warning to watch out for the incoming water. Without underground pipes, rivers like the Thames became fatal open sewers. Butcher runoff, tannery chemicals, and human sewage mixed directly into the exact same water the public was drinking. This flowchart illustrates the miasma theory. The top path shows foul air causing disease, while society missed the hidden bottom path, pathogens in contaminated water. People carried flowers to block the smell, but these interventions did nothing to stop waterborne pathogens, which bypassed those defenses entirely. The combination was lethal. Forgetting the municipal engineering of the past, while relying on a complete misunderstanding of how disease spreads, turned the simple act of living in a city into a fatal gamble. The first modern solution arrived in 1596, when Sir John Harington built a flush toilet for Queen Elizabeth I. It used 7.5 gallons of water, but it was noisy, expensive, and largely dismissed by the royal court as a joke. The required mechanical breakthrough happened in 1775, when inventor Alexander Cumming patented the S-trap. The physics are brilliantly simple. Gravity holds a small plug of water in that bottom curve, forming an airtight seal blocking deadly sewer gases from rising into the house. Fast forward back to the lethal heat wave of 1858. With Parliament choking on the Great Stink, the government finally hired an engineer named Joseph Bazalgette to build a modern subterranean network. Bazalgette constructed over 1,100 miles of intercepting brick sewers beneath the streets of London, redirecting millions of gallons of waste away from the drinking supply. Pairing the S-trap inside the home with a massive municipal sewer network under the street provided the exact mechanical combination required to break the bottleneck of urban disease. Let's address a persistent piece of history. Thomas Crapper did not invent the toilet. Crapper was actually a highly successful Victorian plumber and marketer. He held several patents for tank improvements, and he heavily branded the devices with his company name. When American soldiers were stationed in England during World War I, they saw the name Crapper stamped on the cisterns everywhere they went, taking the name back home and cementing it into history as slang. Crapper's commercial success marks a critical transition. The toilet moved from being a frantic response to a public health emergency to a mundane, expected household fixture. Today's designs feature heated seats, automated bidets, and water-saving sensors. While they look like modern luxuries, they are just the latest iteration of a continuous pursuit of cleanliness. This chart compares the historical reduction of cholera outbreaks across different interventions. You can see the massive drop attributed directly to improved sanitation and toilets, which reduced cholera cases by nearly 70%, far outpacing the impact of early vaccines and medicine. The toilet is a mechanism that literally decides who lives and who dies in a dense population. It is the quiet hero of public health, the foundation of modern sanitation, and the unseen engine that makes human civilization possible today.